Shalawan Yasirallah, Bahashem, Yahushai, Ko Hala Hawa La Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai, all praises, glory to Yahweh. Hallelujah, praise Yahweh. And saying that, what we gonna get into and what we gonna touch on are the things that y'all need to know and understand. Because see, understand, through a lack of understanding, many righteous, many believers, many people that read the Bible and believe in God heavily, faithfully, they die outside of their faith, despite of their confessions, in spite of their belief. Simple to the fact of that they lack understanding. And they cannot see beyond what they're looking at. They hear but can't understand what they're listening to. Understand me? So as a result, they fall victim to the system. And we're gonna touch on the things that y'all need to know and understand because we're living in a time to where the scriptures are being slowly taken off this earth. And when I mean slowly taken off the earth, is through these politicians' agendas. Okay, censorship can regulate or control your speech. You understand me? But at the end of the day, we want to touch on these things because see, these are the things that y'all need to learn and understand when y'all in Bible study. Okay, when y'all in y'all revival meetings. Because see, understand the church is a religious organization of man, and it's not designed to teach you the truth. You understand me? Because it's a governance system, a religious governance system of man, and the religious governance system of man is corrupt due to the fact they're born in the sinful nature. You understand me? So the church is not designed to teach y'all what y'all need to know and understand as to what y'all or pertaining to what y'all worship. Because see, understand, at the end of the day, politics and religion is what this whole game is about. The Bible is not a religious book, it's a law book. You understand me? See, so all these political events and these agendas that these politicians are pushing are politically related. Not all political events, but yet and understand that the majority of these events, like that Green New Deal and the Pope Francis died and a new Pope that came in, because see, understand a lot of these popes and these Catholics and these religious leaders, they embracing politics. You understand me? They embracing the agendas of the Democrats, of these politicians. You understand me? So we're going to touch on these things. And saying that, let's go to 1 John. Let me get 1 John 3 and what? 18. First John chapter 3 verse 18. My little children. Now when he says little children, he's not talking about actual little kids in Sunday school or attending these churches or these religious organization functions. So when he says little children, he's talking about those that are into this truth, that are babies into this truth, that are learning. Okay, because see, a baby don't know nothing about life. You understand me? But as it get older and it grows, then it starts seeing and understand certain things. And that's how this truth is. You understand me? Like me, I'm giving an example. Like me, I'm 16 years old into this truth. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is, alright? So let's read that again. Alright, brethren. 1 John chapter 3, verse 18. Nah, come through. Nah, come through. 1 John chapter 3, verse 18. My little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth. And let us not love in tongue, but in deeds and truth. And basically what he's talking about is actions. Them works. Our deeds are basically talking about them works. And what it's saying is that love is the action. Okay? A lot of you all base y'all relationships with other people on physical feelings that comes and goes. A lot of you all base y'all feelings on y'all okay, how can I say it? Y'all put y'all base y'all religious belief in the feeling, in the physical feelings. You understand me? Understand love is action and feelings plays a part, okay, in those actions and or those works. You understand me? But at the same time, love is action, whether it's divine or physical. And what I mean is that say like a man can give out money to the homeless, right? Because he has money. Now, he can give that money out through the philosophy, ideology, and the will of man. Meaning that through man's ideology and philosophical views, he's a charitable giver. He gives from the heart freely. He help others. You understand me? Or you can have a divine. You understand me? Let me give you an example. Divine acts. Okay. Say like I was walking early one day. I was walking from the store, right? And I was coming out of the store. Where I was walked to the store, and I came out of the store, and the dude asked me for $2. Yo, you got $1, $2 or something? I said no, right? Now, later on that day, my kids was hungry, so I went and I went to Little Caesars and got 2 cheese pizza. You understand me? Because we don't do that pork. So I went and got 2 cheese pizza. You know, so I was walking back home, and a dude was on the corner by the store, like, I get something to eat. And I walked past it, took 1 or 2 steps, and I walked back, and then I gave him 2 slices. I didn't have no money to give him for something to drink, but I think I gave him a slice. I should have gave him 2, and then when I gave him that slice and walked off, the spirit led me to give him. Same thing when I be on my lunch break. It's another brethren. He an Israelite, but he lost. But yet I teach him about the name Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, and teaching him that he Israel. You know what I mean? Yet at the same time, he gives. Right? I was walking, and I was walking on my lunch break, and I went into Walmart and came out, and he was like, and I bought him something he didn't know because he wasn't around. Then when he came out, I seen him and gave it to him, and he was like, yo, I was just wondering, talking to God, how I was going to get something to eat because they kicked me out. So I was like, nah, brethren, we got many elect. The remnant is still here to this day, brethren. This is for you. And then he turned around and chased me down and said, yo, the Lord told me to give you $1. And he gave it to me. I'm like, nah, brethren, come on, man. You already know the play. Come on, man. We Israel. It ain't nothing but love here for these commandments. And he was like, yeah, here you go. You understand me? See, so you have divine acts, and then you have the physical acts. You understand me? But at the end of the day, action is built on love. Okay, let me give you another example before we get back into the scriptures. Like Cain and Abel, right? Cain's sacrifice was the physical material matters, was the physical act. Because he gave the best of the fruits and vegetables, which are material matters of this world. On the other hand, Abel had a divine work act. His sacrifice was divine. Cain was physical. Abel was divine. Now, Abel offered a material matter of an animal because everything that was born of Adam and Eve was born in the sinful nature with spots on it, right? Yet Abel work of acts was divine due to the fact of that he given the firstborn of the material matters of this world. Yet Cain gave the best of the physical matters of this world, but not the first physical matters of this world. See, so you have a divine acts and you have physical acts. You understand me? But yet these acts are physical, yet one is led by the spirit and one is led by the spirit of man. You understand me? So it is. Let's go back. Let's finish up. Let's go back to John 3 and 18. 1 John chapter 3 verse 18. My little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth. And that love is that action, and that action and those works have to be into that truth. You understand me? Hey, let's go to let me go into the book of John 8 and 39 right quick. Let me get John 8 and 39. Okay, 8 and 39, and then I'm gonna go to the book of James 2, and I think what 2 and 21. John, chapter 8, verse 39. Then answered and said unto they answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. Yahweh said unto them, if ye were children of Abraham, you would do the works of Abraham. And the works of Abraham are that belief, and he acted out on that belief. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. James chapter 2, verse 21. Was not Abraham our father justified by works when he offered Isaac his son upon the altar? Seeing thou hast faith wrought with his works, and by works was faith made perfect. Meaning that when it says perfect, it's not talking about, oh, you believe in God and then you don't sin, or you believe in God and you try to walk a straight and narrow path so you can get into heaven. That's not the case. All that right there, that is philosophical views of man, and it does not relate to the scriptures at all. Y'all have to understand what is the doctrines of the church of man and what is the doctrines of Yahweh God, the Hebrew scriptures. Y'all have to know and understand the difference. Okay, that's why the truth ain't for everybody. You understand me? See, so understand that Abraham works is perfect due to the fact of that he acting out on that obedience. You understand me? Let's get to John. Not Shalaki. Let's go to Genesis 6 and 9. Because see, when he's talking about perfection, it's talking about worshiping. Because worshiping is an act of obedience. You understand me? See, so his faith was made perfect. I told that to my supervisor, I'm perfect. You sinner. You a sinner. I'm like, yeah, I was born in a sinful nature. Yet I'm perfect. No, you not. Then it went to do this and went to picking on this. See, you be late for work. You this and that right there, right? But he didn't understand. And a lot of you all don't understand, so y'all fall victim. Okay? In idol worshiping. Hey, it is what it is. Let's get John 6 and 9 right quick. Shalaki, Genesis 6 and 9. Shalaki, you all. Genesis chapter 6, verse 9. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generation, and Noah walked with Yahweh God. Meaning that Noah wasn't an idol worshiper. Okay, like those that was in the first world. You understand me? He believed in Yahweh God. Now the commandments did not come into play yet. So Noah never kept the commandments. Abraham, he never kept the commandments. You understand me? Yet their works and their obedience, when they answered that call, they put in that work and in obedience. So therefore their works and their obedience towards that calling was made perfect. You understand me? So Yahweh found grace. Noah found grace in the eyes of Yahweh God due to the fact that he wasn't an idol worshiper. Yet, when you go to Psalms 51:5, we was all born and created in sin and iniquity. You understand me? So we always going to have that sinful nature. You understand me? What's that scripture? It says that baptism, it saves us, but it doesn't remove that sinful nature. Because we're going to have that sinful nature. That's why the scriptures is already written. That's why life is already written. See, so when you go to John 6 and 68, what John's Yahweh Shai tell you, but there are some of you believe not, because he knew from the beginning who believed and who didn't. That's why let me get John 13 and 18 right quick. John chapter 13 verse 18. I speak not of you all. I know whom I have chosen. Listen, let's read that again. I speak not of you all. I know whom I have chosen. See, so he already know whom he have chosen, because life is already written when they answered that call. Many are called, but a few is chosen. Do you understand me? So that chosen is a past tense. That's why I say y'all lack understanding in certain areas of the scriptures, so y'all fall victim in idol worship. Or y'all fall victim to the religious governing system of man, whether it's Islam, Catholic, Christianity, and all the other nonsense bullshit that y'all into. Let's go back. James chapter 2, verse 21. Was not Abraham our father justified by works when he offered Isaac his son upon the altar? See, thou hast faith wrought with his works, and by works was faith made perfect, and his faith was perfect. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's go to 1 John 4 and 15 right quick. 1 John 4 17. Shalaki. 1 John chapter 4 verse 17. Herein is our love made perfect, that we may have boldness in the day of judgment, because as he is, so are we in this world. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear. And what happened is that a lot of you all live y'all life in the fear, meaning that you all think that you have to not steal, not have no impure thoughts in order to make it into the kingdom. Y'all can't slip. You know what I mean? Y'all can't slip. Y'all try to be like if y'all don't sin. And what happened is that you have a sinful nature. Do you understand me? See, this is about obedience and overcoming this sinful nature. So you won't what I was just reading that earlier, that you won't fulfill the lust of the flesh by being obedient and walking into this truth. You understand me? And Abraham was perfect because he obeyed and walked into that truth through his belief. He acted out on that belief. So did Noah. So did Moses, and all the other the prophets and all those that died in that promise before Yahweh Shai came. You understand me? See, so love perfect love cast out that fear. He's not talking about, see, a lot of you all be scared to do this and scared to do that. Y'all scared to live life. So what happened is that y'all live your life in a torment. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's read that again. 1 John chapter 4, verse 17. Herein is our love made perfect, that we may have boldness in the day of judgment, because as he is, so are we in this world. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear, because fear has tormented. He that feareth is not made perfect in love, meaning that you're not worshiping Yahweh God and your works is not in love because you fear. Okay, say like you walking down the street and you got $20 in your pocket, right? You fear in a torment, you fear tormented through that fear. So what happened is that religiously, through man's philosophical religious ideology, you gave to the homeless and expecting every blessing in return. And when that don't happen, y'all be tormented. You understand me? See, y'all have to understand being led by the spirit and being led by the spirit of man, because you have two spirits. You have a philosophical spirit and you have a divine spirit. You understand me? The divine spirit comes from Yahweh God. The philosophical spirit comes from man. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's go back to 1 John 3. Let's start from the beginning, 18. 1 John chapter 3, verse 18. My little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth. And hereby we know that we are of the truth, and assure our hearts before him. Meaning that our works are into that truth, and through that works, that belief, acting out on that belief. You understand me? Okay, in other words, because we believe, we act out on that belief. So our hearts are sure when it comes to the scriptures. Our hearts are sure when it comes to putting in his work for Yahweh God. You understand me? Like me on my lunch break. It's a couple people in there call themselves Israelites, but they don't even obey. They don't have fringes or nothing. But yet, I'm the only one on my job that do videos. I'm the only one on my job that when I speak, I spit those scriptures. I spit knowledge. And a lot of them don't like to deal with me because I tell them straight up. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is, because I'm rooted and built. What Colossians 2 and 8, being rooted and built so that no man won't be able to deceive you with philosophy. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. You understand me? Let's go. In fact, let's get let me get John. Let me get John 17 and well, I think 17 and 8, and then I'm gonna go ahead into John 5 and 46 right quick. Five and 46, and then I'm gonna go ahead on. I'm gonna hold 5 and 46, but I'm gonna read John 6 and 68. I'm gonna go over a chapter and read John 6 and 68. John chapter 6, verse 68. Then Simon Peter answered him, Lord, to whom shall we go? Thou hast the words of eternal life, and we believe and are sure that thou art the Christ, Yahweh Shai, the Son of the living Yahweh. Because they believe in the writings of Moses. They believe in what Yahweh Shai spoke. So they follow and acted out on that belief. Understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Listen to what they say. John chapter 5, verse 46. For had ye believed Moses? Now listen. For had ye believed, meaning had ye believed, meaning that it was already written. Go back to John 6 and 68. But there are some of you believe not. From the beginning he knew who believed and who didn't. Due to the fact of that Yahweh was in the beginning, and Yahweh is that word. Yahweh Shai is that word, and Yahweh Shai became flesh through biblical prophecy, not through the will of man. And they're talking about that when it says the will of man, they're basically talking about the philosophical nature of man. You understand me? See, so if you believe Moses, let's read that again. John chapter 5, verse 46. For had ye believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how shall you believe my words? Because see, understand, knowing and believing is two different. You can read the Torah, but do not believe in the Torah. Okay, you can read 5 books, but only believe in 1 book. Or don't believe in none at all. That's why you go back to Romans 10, 10, 1, 2, or 3, 1 through 3. Israel is not saved because they ignorant of their own ignorance, and they lack understanding of Yahweh righteousness, so they're going to establish their own righteousness. And when they establish their own righteousness, it's talking about the philosophical views and ideology of man that they establish. Because Yahweh God already established the doctrines, the Hebrew scriptures, because He's spoken it through His prophets, He spoke to His Son, and through Moses in the writings of Moses. Do you understand me? Let's go to John, 17 and 8. John, chapter 17, verse 8. For I have given unto them the words which thou gavest me, and they have received them, and have known surely, listen, and have known surely that I came out from thee, and they have believed that thou didst send me. See, so their belief is that Yahweh Shai came. So the works act up that belief, and that belief is made, that acts of works is made perfect. Because see, like with me, I'm perfect due to the fact that I understand the political game. I understand how it's all biblically related. You understand me? I understand and know what I'm worshiping. You understand me? And a lot of you all don't know what y'all worshiping, because a lot of you die in idols. Y'all die in Jesus. Y'all die in Buddha. Y'all die in the law. Y'all die in Christianity. Y'all die in Scientology. Y'all die in tarot card reading. Y'all die outside of the commandments. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let me get back and finish up. What was that? 1 John 3 and 18. 1 John chapter 3, verse 18. My little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth. Meaning that them actions got to be into that truth. And hereby we know that we are of the truth and assure and shall assure our hearts before him. For if our heart condemn us, Yahweh is greater than our heart, and knoweth all things. Beloved, if our heart condemn us not, then we have confidence towards Yahweh. Meaning that whether the scriptures is true or not, whether the Bible is true or not, at the end of the day, I have nothing to lose. Can you understand me? So I have nothing to lose. Now, my heart don't condemn me. You know what I'm saying? About my works and what I'm doing. Because see, when I look beyond what I'm looking at in the politics and in society, I see beyond what a lot of people don't see. Okay, I'm giving an example. Say like a lot of you all so-called African Americans, y'all are Democratic voters, right? But yet, you don't understand the Democrats' agenda. And the Democrats' agenda, violate the commandments. Socialism, thou shalt not covet, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not commit adultery. Do you understand me? See, so understand that the commandments is one legal system that's divided into two. You have a divine system and then you have a philosophical system. And this is the philosophical system of what the church teaches. This is the philosophical system that the world is into. It's ideology of man. Do you understand me? Because see, the first divine commandment is thou shalt not have no other gods or Elohim. Okay, that means money, materialism, not just the images of a Buddha and Allah. And a lot of you all bow down and serve them. And how y'all bow down and serve them? By supporting these Democrats and these wicked ass politicians' agenda. You understand me? Y'all bow down to them because y'all make TikTok videos supporting this homosexuality. Okay? You understand me? A lot of y'all take this Lord's name, Yahweh, God's name in vain. You understand me? A lot of y'all don't remember the Sabbath because y'all think the Sabbath is on the Saturday and Sunday, which is paganism. Okay, Saturday is the planet Saturn, Sunday is that Christianity bullshit. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so y'all lack understanding in a whole lot of areas. You understand? Hey, it is what it is. Let's get back to where was that? First John 3. 1 John chapter 3 verse 22. I mean Shalaki, let me go to verse 22. And whatsoever we ask, we receive of him, because we keep his commandments and do those things that are pleasing in his sight. And this is his commandment, that we should believe on the name. Listen, that we should believe on the name of the Son Yahweh Shai. See, that name is very important. See, a lot of you all got that religious ideology thinking that the name doesn't matter. And the name does matter. Why? Because that name is Yahweh Shai has a name. The God of Israel, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob has a name. Yeah, the God, Yahweh, God's Son, he has a name because he said, I come in the name of the Father. See, that name is very important. You understand me? Anything outside of that name is idol worship. You understand me? It is what it is. See, and a lot of you all don't know the name. And the confusion do come in, and the play in today's time is because, see, when the children of Israel left the desert and went to the land of Canaan, YHWH is not known to the children of Israel. But Yahweh was of the southern Canaanites, and Baal was the northern Canaanites' God, chief God. You understand me? See, a lot of you all lack understanding because the Bible is a political, historical book. It's not a religious book. You understand me? So a lot of y'all fall victim to religious ideology. And what happened is that y'all die outside of y'all faith. Because what he said, the road is broad, but the road through the commandments is small. Only a few won't follow the commandments. Everybody else won't go straight to hell. You understand me? Because the road is broad. Why? Because you have idol worshiping. You understand me? And idol worshiping goes across the board, not just the images, but you got money, materialism as well. That's why Yahweh Shai say in Matthew 6 and what? 6 what? 24. You cannot serve God and mammon. Either hate one or love the other. Because there is no in between. You understand? Hey, it is what it is. Let's finish up. Verse 23. 1 John chapter 3, verse 23. And this is his commandment, that we should believe on the name of the Son, Yahweh Shai, and love one another as he gave us a commandment. See, so he gave us a commandment to love one another and to love Yahweh God. Now, that commandment goes back to Deuteronomy 10 and 12. That's your whole duty in life, is to fear God and keep his commandments and love the Lord with all thy heart and all thy soul, meaning that being obedient in thoughts and in action. Now, you're going to have philosophical thoughts, and you're going to do actions that are philosophical. Yeah, y'all have to understand that grace and understand these scriptures. See, a lot of y'all got that false ideology, thinking that I can, long as I believe in God, I can do anything that I want to do. And the church philosophically teach, or these religious leaders in these churches teach that shit. They teach it. You know what I mean? And a lot of you all die outside of your faith. It doesn't matter how many times you read the Bible. I don't care if you read the Bible. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. You understand? Let me get John 13. Let me get John 13 and verse 34. John chapter 13, verse 34. A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another. See, the new commandment is to love one another. You understand me? Your whole duty in life is to love Yahweh God and to keep his commandments. Now, the new commandment is love one another. And love is action. You understand me? Let's read that again. John chapter 13, verse 34. A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I love you, that ye also love one another. By this all men know that you are my disciples. Listen. By this all men know that you are my disciples, if you love one another. And love one another, or love is keeping the commandments, and that's action. Because if you love God, you're not going to continuously do things that disobey him. Okay, an example. Y'all relationship, whether y'all married or with y'all girl, y'all obey y'all girl sexually, to physically, to where whatever she say, y'all will go ahead and do. And the same thing with this truth. You understand me? It is what it is. Because see, love is keeping up the commandments. You understand me? Because if you love God, then you're going to obey and keep the commandments. Okay, that doesn't mean that you're not going to sin. You understand me? But yet, at the same time, as you're growing and learning these scriptures, you overcoming the physical nature. You understand me? And you have more power over the physical nature. Okay, and that's what Paul talking about in Romans. It's that not obeying the lust of the flesh, or to fulfill the lust of the flesh. You understand me? Because the lust of the flesh is a barrier between Yahweh God. You understand? Hey, it is what it is, and that's to love one another. And if let's finish. Let's go back. 1 John chapter 2. 1 John chapter 3, verse I'm gonna read 23 again. Verse 23. And this is his commandment, that we should believe on the name of the Son Yahweh Shai, and love one another as he gave us a commandment, that he that keepeth this commandment, he dwelleth in him. Listen. And he that keepeth his commandments dwelleth in him, and he in him. And hereby we know that he abide in us, by the Spirit which he hath given us. And that Spirit he hath given us, and that Spirit is obedience, because we abide in the commandments. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let me get let's go to John. Let's get to John 15, and let's go to 10. John 15 and 10? John chapter 15, verse 10. If ye keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love, even as I kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. See, so Yahweh Shai kept the commandments of the Father and abide in that love, because love is keeping up the commandments. Let's go over to another chapter. Let's go back a chapter in John, Shalaki. Let's go back a chapter in John, and let's get 14 and I believe what, 31. John chapter 14 verse 31. But the world may know that I love the Father, and as the Father gave me a commandment, even so I do. Meaning that even Yahweh Shai did what the Father told him to do. He obeyed. Even the angels obey the commandments and do the commandments. You understand me? I'm gonna hold that before I go there. Let me get Psalms let me get Psalms 103, and I'm gonna go to Psalms 103, and I'm gonna go down to verse 20. Psalms 103 verse 20. Blessed the Lord, ye his angels that excel in strength, that do his commandments. Listen, that do his commandments, hearkening unto the voice of his word. And you have to hearken means to take heed and listen. See, y'all have to listen to these commandments and abide by these commandments. And how you abide by these commandments and keep the commandment is by putting on Yahweh Shai, because Yahweh Shai is the commandments. You understand me? So by you following Yahweh Shai, because Yahweh Shai was obedient. Okay, so we can be obedient to the commandments. You understand me? That doesn't mean that we're not going to sin left and right. But yet at the same time, being in the truth and growing in the truth, you have power over the physical nature. You understand me? And by you having power over the physical nature and not fulfilling the lust of the flesh, so when those immoral or sexual thoughts come to mind, they quickly come back into obedience. You understand me? That's why he said our warfare is not physical. You understand me? But not physical, but strongholds, divine strongholds that pull down those philosophical views. You understand me? That a lot of people are captive to that. They are enslaved to the religious ideology and the philosophical views of man that violates Yahweh God, despite of their belief. You understand? Hey, it is what it is. Let me get 1 John. Let me go back to 1 John 5, and let me get I'm in Peter. Let me get 1 John 5 and 3. 1 John chapter 5 verse 3. For this is the love of Yahweh, that we keep his commandments. You understand me? And that's his love. And his commandments are not grievous, meaning that his commandments ain't grievous. It's just that you were not allowed to do certain things. You understand me? Like an example with homosexuality. It's not good for a man and man to lay like a woman. But yet, through democracy, through the philosophical ideology of man, y'all support legislation that allows men to lay with other men. Even though you go to church and believe in God. Even though you go to church and believe that the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ is going to come and save you, and he's the Lord of your life. At the same time, y'all support homosexuality. So therefore, y'all go against y'all own belief system. Y'all don't understand what y'all worship. Learn and understand what y'all worship. You understand me? Hey, it is. Hey, it is what it is. But see, so learn and understand what this political game is about has all been related. And see, so therefore I continuously put y'all into the things that y'all need to know and understand. You understand? Hey, it is what it is. Let me get I'm gonna go into the book of James. I'm going to the book of James. Let me get James 1 and 22, I believe. Yeah, the book of James 1 and 22. Oh, it's back here. James chapter 1 verse 22. But be ye doers of the word, not only hearers only, deceiving your own selves. Meaning that y'all deceive your own self because y'all hear And then when y'all go to church, when y'all leave church or leave these religious sanctuaries, y'all go and do the same shit that y'all did before y'all went to the sanctuary. Okay, like Saturdays or Sundays, a lot of people like on Easter and holidays, they go to church, dress up for Christmas. Easter, they go to church, have their Bible, right? Sunday school, dress all nice, smelling all good. As soon as they get out of church at 4 o'clock. Where that bitch at? Fuck that nigga. You understand me? What's up? What's poppin'? Now you all back into the philosophical nature. You understand me? See, so y'all deceive y'all own self when y'all hear it and don't do it. Y'all deceive y'all own self. Y'all think y'all keeping the commandments, but you're not keeping the commandments because you exercise the philosophy, ideology of man. Okay? But in your mind and in your knowledge you think. Okay? You understand me? John 5 and what? 39. That's what Christ said. Search the scriptures. You think that you have life. And a lot of y'all think y'all have life, but you really don't. Because y'all dead in idol worshiping, but y'all don't understand it. You understand me? It is what it is. Let's read that again. James chapter 1, verse 22. But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. For if any man be a hearer of the word, and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass. For he beholdeth himself, and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was. And he talking about being lukewarm, and a lot of you all are lukewarm, and y'all believe, because y'all believe in God, go to church for exercise, and support the politician's agenda that violates and make a mockery out of your faith system. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's go to First John 2 and 3. First John chapter 2, verse 3. And hereby we do know that we know him if we keep his commandments. He that saith, I know him, and keep not his commandment, is a liar, and the truth is not in him. But whoso keepeth his word, in him verily the love of Yahweh perfect. Hereby we know that we are in him, meaning that our love and our works are perfect. And we know that I know Yahweh Shai dwell in me, and I dwell in Yahweh Shai. You understand me? It is what it is. Okay, it ain't no try to keep the commandment. Either you're going to keep it or not. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's go back. James 1, and let's finish up. James chapter 1, verse 25. For Shalaki, let's read that again. Verse 22. James chapter 1, verse 22. But be ye doers of the word, not hearers only, deceiving your own self. For any man be a hearer of the word, and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass. For he beholdeth himself, and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was. Because why? That's lukewarm. Let's get Revelations 3 and let me get Revelations 3, 15, I believe. Revelations chapter 3, verse 15. I know thy works. Listen, I know thy works. Thou art neither cold nor hot. Meaning it's cold or hot, meaning it's divine or physical. Let's read that again. I know thy works. Thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou were cold or hot. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I slew thee out of my mouth. Meaning that Yahweh God is not dealing with you, because he don't know whether you're going to obey him or obey the philosophy or the religious ideology of man. See, so you in between, because y'all love God, but y'all follow man. Do you understand me? So what happened is that at the end of the day, regardless of y'all are lukewarm. So you already dead outside of y'all faith, despite of your confessions, despite of you being baptized into the church. You understand me? Because the church is a religious organization of man. You understand me? And that's what it's talking about. Okay, let's get on Mark 7 and 7 right quick. Mark chapter 7, verse 7, but I'm going to start at 6. Verse 6, he answered and said unto them, well, how Isaiah prophesied of hypocrites, as it is written, these people honor me with their lips, but their hearts is far from me. Howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. See, now vain is emptiness. So all that teaching that y'all religious leaders are teaching y'all into these churches and these saints of God are nothing but emptiness. You understand me? Your belief in Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, and He coming for you in His return, that's emptiness. All of your Sabbath, I told one Israelite, your Sabbath and all the things that you do is paganism, because it don't even line with the scriptures. Because if you obey God and love Yahweh God, you're going to keep His commandments. You're not going to try. Okay? You're going to keep the commandments. And when you do fall, that's why you got the brethren, and that's why you fellowship. That's why camps are important. Fellowshipping with your brethren is important, because y'all keep each other up. Do you understand me? See, a lot of y'all got a mispreconception of what these camps is about. You understand? But I do understand the other flip side of it. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's go back. James. Start from the beginning again. James chapter 1 verse 22. But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own self. For any man be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass. For he beholdeth himself and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was. But whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty and continueth therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man shall be blessed in all his deeds. And you'll be blessed in all your deeds, because all your deeds are going to be into that truth. Your deeds are going to be led by the Spirit. That Spirit, that love for God is going to lead you to those deeds. You understand me? That love for God, that spirit of love of Yahweh God is in you. You understand me? Due to the fact of that belief of answering that call. Because a lot of people believe, but they don't believe. People hear the call, but they don't answer the call. A lot of people don't know the call. And a lot of you all that go to church, y'all never heard the call. And you did hear the call, but y'all never responded or acted out on that call. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. In fact, let's get 1 Corinthians 7 and 22. Because when you're talking about that perfect law, okay, it's not talking about the sinfulness of the law. It's talking about the laws is perfect. And he's talking about that freedom, that liberty, is that free from the philosophical governance system of man and worshiping a divine governance system, because the commandments is a divine governance system. Politically, it's called theocracy. You understand me? Theocracy is a divine intervention. A clergy group of men moved through that intervention. And the Catholic Church controls all Abrahamic religion to this day. You understand me? See, so that law of liberty talking about freedom. Okay, talking about free from the captive ideology of man, religious ideology, political way of living and lifestyle. Let me get 1 Corinthians 7 and 22. First Corinthians chapter 7 verse 22. For he that is called in the Lord, being a servant, is the Lord freeman. Likewise also he is called, being free, is Yahweh's servant. Ye are bought with a price. Be ye not therefore servants of men. Meaning that you are free from the philosophical views of men, so you don't have to serve the man, this ideology and philosophical views. You can serve Yahweh God. Do you understand me? And it's talking about a divine governance system. You understand me? You're free. Okay, see, a lot of y'all, and I got a video coming about democracy and freedom. Because see, it's a lot of things that y'all like understanding it. And the church is not designed to teach you in Sunday school and in Bible studies. You understand me? Because the world and its ideology goes against Yahweh God. And they are enemies. So you have that politics. You have divine and physical clashing. You understand me? Let's go to Exodus 4 and what? 23. Exodus chapter 4, but I'm going to start at 22. Exodus chapter 4, verse 22. And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, thus saith the Lord, Israel is my son, even my firstborn. And it's not talking about Yahweh Shai. We're talking about the nation of Israel. Why? Because the nation of Israel was already chosen long before the foundation of this world. You understand me? It just been played out. Okay? Your life is being played out. Because history repeats itself. You understand me? Verse 23. And I say unto thee, let my son go, that he may serve me. And when he say let his son go, talking about that monarchy system. Because see, understand, Anunnaki was in the first world. After that second world, Anunnaki, according to the Sumerian text, that Anunnaki had left a monarchy system. Anarchy means no man rules, so you had no rulership in that first world. But then in that second world, you had a monarchy system. And Hamburi had a monarchy system. Babylon had a monarchy system. Egypt has a monarchy system. Do you understand me? And monarchy system means one man rule. And today, America has a monarchy system because we have a president, and the president is in power. You understand me? And that's called a monarchy. But understand that democracy is built. The political system of the world is built on democracy. But y'all don't understand democracy. Y'all don't understand this whole game. But these politicians, they know. Karl Marx, they know because they follow Karl Marx. They follow code. Michael Jackson, when he said that, Jew me, do me, sue me, that's what he was talking about. Because they already know these things. You understand? It is what it is. Let's go to Matthew 7 and 24 right quick. Matthew chapter 7 verse 24. Therefore whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock. And when the rain and the floods came and the wind blew and beat up upon the house, it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. And that rock is the scriptures. That rock is Yahweh Shai. See, so when all these political catastrophic events and financial, economic situations come to place, you're always going to rise above that. You're always going to be on top, due to the fact about being obedient and your love for Yahweh God. So when you do sin and slip, you have that love covers all sins. Do you understand? Love covers a multitude of sins. You understand me? Your love for Yahweh God. You understand me? Verse 26. And everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man which built his house upon the sand. And when the rain descended and the floods came and the wind blew and beat upon the house, it fell, and great it was the fall of it. Meaning that life becomes hard, religiously, economically, emotionally, and mentally. You understand me? Life is hard. In fact, let me get Deuteronomy 28. Let me get Deuteronomy 28, and then let me get to verse 23. Deuteronomy 28 verse 23. And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron. Meaning life is hard. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's go into the book of Hebrews 4 and 11 right quick. Let me get Hebrews 4 and 11. Hebrews chapter 4 verse 11. Let us labor therefore to enter into the rest, lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief. And what happened was that they all wandered in the desert and died through their unbelief. Through the worshiping, the children of Israel, the Levite was ordered to slaughter anyone that worshiped that calf. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so he said, let us labor, let us put his work, so we can enter into that rest. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so the children of Israel never, when they was in the desert, they never put in any work because they never believed. Because if they believed, they would exercise the commandments, lordship over the Gentiles. But what happened was that they learned their works and they went into slavery. Simple. You understand? Hey, it is what it is. Let's get back. Let me get 1 Timothy 4:10 right quick. 1 Timothy chapter 4 verse 10. For therefore we both labor and suffer reproach, because we trust in the living Yahweh, who is the Savior of all men, especially, listen, especially of those that believe. These things command and teach. And that's what I do. I command and teach y'all politics and religion. I command and teach y'all what y'all need to know and understand as it pertains to what y'all worshiping, so that y'all can learn and understand what you worshiping. Because at the end of the day, many righteous believers that have been baptized, that believe in God heavily, die outside of their faith. You understand me? So I don't believe in Jesus. Jesus don't exist, but your own Jesus said that. Many going to say, Lord, Lord, and I'm going to profess to you, I never know you. Why? Because that name is very important. And then the commandments, the works, are philosophical views of man. So what y'all twist and bend the words and live a lifestyle of iniquity. So therefore y'all become lukewarm in y'all worship. Y'all honor with your lips, but y'all movement and political thoughts and actions goes against your very same belief. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's get Matthew 10:39. I'm about to close it up because I'm on my lunch break and they about to trip. You understand me? Because it's already 20 minutes, 30 minutes. So see, now the white man, he don't care if I do videos because he already know. They know I'm Israel. You understand me? But it's just that little black puppets. You know what I mean? They got an issue with that because they hate Yahweh God. You know what I mean? Matthew 10:39 right quick. You Matthew 10:39 and John 12:25. Matthew chapter 10 verse 39. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loses his life for my sake shall find it. Meaning that y'all love the lifestyle of this world, you're going to lose it because these events is going to take place. You understand me? See, so you could either love this world or hate this world. You have a choice. There is no in between. You understand? Let's get John, what I had, John 12 and 25? John chapter 12 verse 25. He that loveth his life and loseth it, and he that hateth his life in this world shall keep it. Let's read that again. He that loveth his life shall lose it, and he that hateth his life in this world shall keep it, life eternal. Meaning that you're going to keep your life. Why? Because you gave up the ideology, philosophical lifestyle of this world. And your works was made perfect with Yahweh God, is to where that you receive salvation when these political, astronomical, catastrophic events take place. Do you understand me? Y'all receive that salvation. You understand? Hey, it is what it is. See, let's get let me go back to Revelations 14. And what? Let's get Revelations what? 14 and 13. Revelations chapter 14 verse 13 and 13. Oh, Shalaki verse 12. Shalaki verse 12. Revelations 14 verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keepeth the commandments of Yahweh and the faith of Yahweh Shai. And that's the patience of the saints, is to keep the commandments and that belief in Yahweh Shai. Do you understand me? Let's go to Let's get Revelations. Revelations what? 22 and 14. Shalaki. Revelations 22 verse 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have the right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the city. Meaning that keeping these commandments, giving up the lifestyle of this world, and following Yahweh God, and learn and understand what you worshiping and being obedient, you receive salvation. You understand me? Now, if you become disobedient, although you believe, then you're gonna die outside of your faith, despite of your confessions and belief. You understand me? See, so the thing is that end of the day is that y'all need to learn and understand what you worshiping. Okay? Because again, the government, the church is not designed to teach you. Because the world goes against Yahweh God, and Yahweh God is against this world. When you go to James 4 and 4, because friendship of the world is an enmity, and if you're friends with the world, you're an enemy against Yahweh God. Why? Because the ideology and the philosophy of man violates the commandments. Y'all have Jesus Christ, y'all have Buddha, y'all have Allah in this place. Y'all don't keep the Sabbath, and when y'all do, y'all don't understand the Sabbath, but what y'all worshiping. And then with the Democrats, you have their philosophical views, and a lot of you all are Democrats. See, the politicians believe, like Karl Marx and Crowley, they believe in the commandments. They believe that God exists, right? But they believe in the philosophy, the philosophical of the commandments. This is where the social issues of life come into play at. Politics, social issues. That's why in Proverbs he said, guard your heart diligently, because out of your heart flows the issues of life. And the issues of life flow from these philosophical views. It don't flow from the commandments. The commandments or the divine governing system. You understand me? The views don't flow from here, because the church is not designed to teach you the views of Yahweh God. The church is designed to keep you in the philosophical nature of man and its ideology. And this is where y'all hold captive to the philosophy, the philosophical views of man. Learn and understand what y'all worshiping.